So I feel like many of I think I made a video not too long ago. I think whether yesterday or so. You probably should have seen this by now. But basically, the title of the video was like make the most out of this phase of your life. I've made that video twice now. Like that's the second time. But this is still based on that topic. But I just want to. This I've just been one thing I just like think about a lot nowadays is like how everything is just going to pass away. How one day it's almost be like none of these things ever existed. Like right now, you live your day-to-day life, or like me, I'm in this room, I'm in this neighborhood, in this environment, in this country, in this life. I see a certain amount of people every day. I go to this place, I go to this school, I do this, I do this. Like right now, that's like your life. That's like all you see, all you know, and it's every day. You saw it yesterday, you saw it today, you will see it tomorrow. Next week, you probably will still see it. Next month, maybe even next year. But there's going to come a time in your life when you are just never, ever going to see these people again, this place again, this country again, this environment, this activity you used to do. You're just never going to do it. And even if maybe for whatever reason you still end up doing it, you end up seeing these people, whatever, it just can't be the same. The feeling just can't be the same. So the point is just like now that this is your life, now that you see these people, like just make the most out of it. Now that you live in this place, make the most out of it. Now that you go to this school or you work this job or whatever, or you are doing this business, make the most out of it, because the time is going to come when you are just no longer going to have access to it again. And like that's like the main point, which I stay. The other thing I'll just say, like to kind of put that in more practical terms, is to just kind of have adventures, like have experiences in life. Because like if I ask you now to tell me like a cool story, you probably don't have any. I'm not even let's not talk about you. Let's talk about me. I don't really have any cool stories to tell you. Like yes, I do have a few, like in your entire life, one or two, three, five random things would have happened that would be like fascinating stories to tell. But in general or broadly, I don't really have. And that's another thing. We don't usually like make those stories. We don't cultivate them. We just sit around and just let them happen. Like I feel like we should go on adventures. We should like experience life. We should live. We should actually do shit with ourselves, especially now that we're young. Like maybe they'll be like you only live once, YOLO. Like now that I'm young, I want to enjoy myself. I don't think like they will be like they want to enjoy themselves now that they are young, so that when they are old, and they have responsibilities that they can't enjoy, so they want to enjoy as much enjoyment as they can right now. To me, that's not like I don't think it's a very smart, you know, way. Like maybe it's not necessarily bad because of course if you enjoy yourself and stuff. But I think a better one is to just experience a lot right now. Now they are young. I look at so many of us like myself. I'm going to use myself for literally. Let's not just use this year. This 2024. Today is 19th of February as I'm recording this now. So up until from day one, January 1st, 2024, till today, 19th February 2024, my days have pretty much looked very similar. Like on days that would like work days, Monday to Friday, or one Saturday to wake up, brush my teeth, take my bath, wear my clothes, go to work. Like right now I'm doing IT, so I'm basically working. Well, they're not paying us sure. Well, like basically IT is like this period in school, like for an entire semester. You basically just work as an intern for like some company or something like that. So that's what I'm doing for now. But basically, like all day since the beginning of this year, just go to school. I say go to school, wake up, dress up, go to work, come back. I'm very tired. Grab my phone, watch YouTube, eat, sleep, repeat. Then you just had a few minor activities. Like sometimes you cook, or sometimes you talk with your friend, or sometimes you go out to some other place. So like stuff like that. But we don't really like do much. We don't really like like that's just basically your life, very mundane and stuff. And that's what I'm saying. Like just beginning of this year till February, nothing special has happened. I know. So the point I'm just trying to make is that we should be more intentional with creating adventures. More intentional. Like we should actually sit down and just think. I feel like the best way to even start. Let's go practical now. So I'm saying make the most out of this phase of your life and stuff, which is still very important. And I say it's time like that. But let's actually go practical now. Like what can you do to just alter your everyday mundane, go to school, go to job, come back, scroll, sleep, wake up, repeat. Like what can you do to actually alter those activities? Because on one hand, the thing that sounds is like, just like live the most adventurous life, go and travel around the seven seas, like go and sail around the world, or go and use a car and drive across the country or something like that. Like that sounds like the most fun or most exciting thing to do, which is like if you can do that, like that would be cool. But I feel like a more practical way to do it is literally just bare minimum. So let's say every month, let's not even say every day or every week, every month, let's say the last weekend of every month, you just look for some activity that you have not done before and you don't really know what to do. So like one thing I've been wanting to do for a while is like for one weekend I'll just go across the city. Like I live in Benin City, Nigeria, so I'm not sure I was meant to see my location. But I actually live in Nigeria, Benin. So basically just go across the city and just like find the hotel there. They just spend the weekend there by myself. Like I'll basically tell nobody, just go there, book a hotel for like two, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Come there Friday night or Friday evening, leave Friday, Sunday night or be Sunday evening. I just spend there by myself. They just live like at the opposite side of town, where like you basically know nobody. And just do that. Like imagine the stories that will come out of that. And if you want to take it a step further, it can be like while you were there, it was like another thing to make it like more fun is to also add challenges to it. So just like that example, while we were there, your challenge was to talk to 50 people in the hotel, 50 new people, and you start a conversation with them. Or like imagine doing something like that. Imagine like you can't just be the same. You are going to transform. That's just one example. Another example could be something like, I don't know, talk to 1,000 people, or yeah, talk to 1,000 people before like throughout this year. So if you do something like that, let's say talk to 1,000 people, and each person you have a conversation with them for 5 minutes. So sorry for that. So each person you have a conversation with them for 5 minutes. So I do it like for the whole of this year. So for 2024, you go to talk to 1,000 people. And imagine you actually go and do something like that. Maybe that would be talking to like 2 or 3 new people every day. Imagine you actually go ahead and do something like that. Imagine the stories that will come out of that. Imagine the experience that will come out of that. Imagine the wisdom, the just like development that is going to come out of that. And many times you look at maybe your elder uncles or elder cousins or parents, and sometimes you just wonder why it looks as if them during their own time when they were like your age, they were very advanced. While this is just you are just like this idiot that lives like an NPC. Many times because like the life they live, they didn't just spend it all days like indoors all day just scrolling on YouTube or TikTok or whatever. Like they were out and about, living life, hustling, like surviving, just experiencing what it's actually like to live. So yeah, I feel like we should start creating more adventures in our life. Go on more adventures. Like literally just make it your goal that this weekend you explore every, maybe like your neighborhood, you go to every single street you have not visited, like maybe the last weekend of this month. Like just make that's like your adventure. After you do that, the next weekend you make like you ride bicycle across the city to the other end of the city, something crazy like that. Like another one again, maybe you go to like the richest place, the richest looking building, and just ask 5 rich looking people for advice, something like that. Like when you do things like that, imagine now like how you just change. And that one is maybe to go and get a job, like some really crazy job, or go and like maybe something like some rugged job, like being a dustbin trash garbage person, doing a job like that for maybe 3 months. Imagine the stories that will come out of that. Like when you do things like that, you're just going to do, or maybe just maybe volunteering in like maybe the hospital, spending it with old people too, and literally being there, seeing people pass away every day. Imagine like how that would just develop you. Like when you come out of like at the other end, you're just going to be different. There's like lessons and upgrades and just like a new type of spirit you just have that might not even necessarily be able to explain it. So the only one I would just kind of say I did was back in 2021. So I at the time I dealt like I wanted to work at like I wanted to, so basically I got a job in a car wash, but I only worked there for like 3 weeks before I ran away. But just working there for that 3 weeks, it's literally just like there's just these growths that just came from it. There's just this like development. Still in that same 2021, I did this challenge for myself where I eat once a day every day for 40 days. And the crazy part is, as I was working that car wash, I was also doing this stuff. So for 3 weeks out of those 40 days, I was literally eating us. Imagine waking up like 6 a.m., 8 a.m. and working at a car wash, washing cars, physical labor all day till like 7 p.m. when I reached the hostel before I would put a single thing in my mouth. So like it was really taxing. Like I thought I didn't think I would survive it. But here we are. And imagine I never did that. Imagine how different my life would be. Of course, that's just one example. But I need to be doing a lot more things like that. I need to do a lot more stuff like that. So basically, like start going on the adventures. Create adventures for yourself. Make your life more colorful. Many of us, our life is just black and white. It's just grey. All you do is scroll and eat and sleep and scroll again and go to school. And, like that's basically your life. Like start doing new stuff. Man. So yeah.